Namaskarams to all. Welcome to Clyde Samvada, brought to you by the Hindu Temple of Scotland. You know that we've had a bit of a break, and this is one of the second season episodes of Clyde Samvada. If you have been following us in the past, we had a series of conversations around the Shiva Pancha Bhoota Sthalams. So we talked about Chidambaram, which is the Akasha Sthalam. We talked about Thiruvannaikaval, which is the water place, and then we talked about Tiruvannamalai, which is the fireplace. And in that series, we wanted to talk today on Kalahastishwarar from Kalahasti. So we have Sandhya ji back with us, who have been doing with us this series around Shiva Pancha Bhoota Sthalam. Welcome back, Sandhya ji. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for yet another opportunity to talk about another Pancha Bhoota Sthalam today. And today we are going to talk about Sri Kalahasti.
And what's the temple story like? Like, what's the legend behind Kalahastishwarar?
Yeah, in the list of Pancha Bhoota Sthalams, this is the fourth one. This is a Vayu Sthalam, which is the element of air. Is Shiva as a representation of the element of air. So Sri Kalahasti temple, the legend behind the name as such is the name of the temple, the name of the Lord, and the name of the town itself is Sri Kalahasti. So here Sri denotes spider, Kalan is snake, and Hasti is the elephant. When we spoke about Thiruvannaikaval, we would have spoken of a legend involving a spider and an elephant.
Yes.
Where two Shivaganas, Malyava and Pushpadanta, were born as spider and elephant, and Shiva appeared before them, seeing
how the spider just created like
web,
a dome around the Shivalinga.
Exactly.
And then the elephant would pour water on that, all of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this legend is very similar to that. Here there is one more character, one more being involved, which is the snake.
Okay.
So long ago, in the banks of river Swarnamukhi, there was a dense forest, and there was a self-manifest Shivalinga present there. These three beings, spider, snake, and the elephant, worshipped this Shivalinga in their own way. The spider will build cobweb on top of the Shivalinga to protect the linga from harsh weather, leaves, and dust and whatnot. And the snake will bring precious stones to beautify Shivalinga, offer as its offerings towards Shivalinga. And the third one is the elephant. The elephant will worship Shivalinga in a more ritualistic way. It will bring water from the river Swarnamukhi to perform Abhisheka on Shivalinga. Each of these beings were so devoted towards their prayers towards Lord Shiva that they did not want anything else to intervene their prayers. So the snake did not like the cobweb, and the elephant did not like the precious stones.
Okay.
And there was a conflict between the three, and the snake bit the elephant, and in that fray the spider also succumbed to it, and all the three eventually perished. Shiva saw the depth of their devotion, and he appeared in front of these three beings, and he offered moksha, that is a liberation, to these beings. So the depth of devotion is what Shiva needs, right? It is beyond the species or form or whatever you are, right? So that is a legend, and that's how the name for the Lord himself came about. Sri Kalahastishwara. Sri is the spider, because all the three, the Sri spider and the Kalan snake and Hasti elephant, all the three merged into Lord Shiva and attained liberation. The name of the Lord is Sri Kalahastishwara.
That's how the name came. Okay, that's super interesting. And why did it become like the Vayu Sthalam? It's the Vayu Sthalam, right? So what's the significance to air and the place?
Yeah, actually, this is a Vayu Sthalam, yes, indeed. Shiva is a representation of air there. Air is the basic prana, the life energy, right? So when you go inside the sanctum and sanctorum, people feel this vibration of a wind, even though the sanctum and sanctorum is a very close place.
I've been there, yes.
Yeah, people feel this vibration. Just like air is present everywhere, it is invisible, constant, and eternal, which is, it is necessary, it is needed for the basic life. Shiva is also eternal. He surrounds us, he sustains us, he breathes life into us. That is the idea behind why this is called a Vayu Sthalam. And the Shiva here is in the form of a linga himself. The name of the lingam is Vayu Lingam. The lingam is Swayambhu. It is a self-manifested lingam. But there are a lot of actually visual markings in the lingam itself, which represents the shape of a spider, 2 tusks of an elephant, and the shape
snake.
of a serpent as well.
Okay.
So it just
So that legend is sort of inscribed in the lingam in some
lingam
way.
itself. Yes, and the linga here, it is said that he oscillates a little bit slowly inside the sanctum itself. Without the presence of air or wind, that's not possible. So Shiva himself is working here as an element of nature.
Okay.
And
I remember like a lamp also, right? I remember like when I was there, I was told that there's a lamp behind, and that also has something to do with the Vayu element, right?
Actually, this lamp is very much present inside the sanctum sanctorum beside the deity. I've not been to the temple, but from my understanding, this lamp, it just flickers all through the day and night.
I remember, yes.
Even though the sanctum is a closed off space, even though the windows are closed and there are no doors, there is no way air can get inside, there is this flame still flickering and glowing forever and ever. And I have to talk about Shiva's consort here as well, Parvati. So Parvati here, she takes the name of Sri Jnana Prasunnambika Devi. It's quite an elaborate name, but the meaning is quite beautiful. The meaning of the name is the goddess who bestows the blossom of wisdom. So what is the reason behind she being the bestower of wisdom or knowledge? So long ago, Shiva initiated Sri Panchakshari mantra. Panchakshari is a 5-aksharam, Om Namah Shivaya mantra with Parvati, and he asked Parvati to do deep japa, deep penance without any distraction. But Parvati, being playful, she did not heed to it, and she was quite distracted, and she did not follow the instructions. Shiva got really upset, and he cursed Parvati to be born as a human, and Parvati became a woman. And she came to Sri Kalahasti, the present day Sri Kalahasti, and she prayed to Lord Shiva. She did penance, and Shiva got delighted after her penance, and he initiated this Panchakshari mantra once again.
For Parvati.
Yeah, that's how Parvati attained Panchakshari Japasiddhi. That is, she harvested the benefits of this Panchakshari mantra. So that's how she became an embodiment of knowledge herself, an embodiment of wisdom herself. That's why this place is also called as Jnana Shakti Peetam.
Okay.
And people come here to pray for clarity of thought, success in studies, relief from emotional distress.
A strong jnana element to the place. Okay. And what are the other, let's say, deities and the architectural significance of the place like?
Yes. Actually, this is the temple or the town itself is located in Andhra Pradesh, right? So all the remaining Pancha Bhoota Sthalas are in Tamil Nadu. Yes. This is in present day Andhra Pradesh. The temple is actually surrounded by hills on 3 sides. One is the Kannappar hill, other one is Durgagiri hill, another one is Kumaraswamy hill, and there is a river Swarnamukhi flowing on the 4th side. And the architecture as such, just like any other Pancha Bhoota Sthalam, here it follows Dravidian architecture, because the temple has been existing for the past 1500 years. And it was the main shrine was originally constructed by the Pallava kings, Pallava Empire, which was in 5th century AD, and then it went on to have massive renovations during Chola dynasty in the 10th century, and then during Vijayanagara Empire, it went through another set of massive renovations between 12th and 16th century. Because it is Dravidian style, just like other Pancha Bhoota Sthalams we have seen before, it has towering gopurams and very intricate carvings on the walls and pillars and many pillared hall. Here there is, in Chidambaram we have 1000 pillared hall, right? Here we have 100 pillared hall. Similar to that, but the pillars are inscribed and they are carved with beautiful faces of gods and goddesses and massive courtyards and whatnot. And Krishna Devaraya was very instrumental in doing a lot of renovations, and he was the one who constructed the East Gopuram, the main Gopuram called Rajagopuram. He constructed it in 1516, and it is about 120 feet tall, and it has carvings of himself praying to Lord Shiva and inscriptions of king's donations and all that. It is said that in 2010, I guess, yes, in 2010, this tower partially collapsed after nearly, 500 years? Close to 500 years. It collapsed, and now ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, they are in the process of restoring it.
Okay.
Yeah, and also there are quite a few shrines as well. I have to mention that in addition to Sri Kalahastishwarar and Sri Jnana Prasunambika Devi, there is Chandra, Surya, there is Chandikeshwarar, and Navagraha, and there is also a Batala Ganapati, a Ganapati who is about 30 feet under the ground. And there is a shrine for Kannappar as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kannappar Nayanar.
Yeah, Kannappar Nayanar.
I think like this story of the Shaiva saints and their link to the Pallava and Chola dynasty is extremely intricate. I mean, like, for example, it's I was reading somewhere recently about Appar and how Appar had this strong influence on Mahendra Pallavan, who is one of these initial Pallava kings, to really get him deeply involved into Shaiva tradition and like see where we have got all of that into architecture
and see all these beautiful temples around the
all the Pallava and Chola dynasty, the contribution especially to Shiva temples is unmatched, right? And the close intersection between the Shaiva saints, be it Appar with the initial Pallava king, and now you are talking about Kannappar, that's one of the other Shaiva saints, right? So what's the Kannappar story and the Kannappar shrine, like why is that shrine there?
Yeah, he is quite different compared to other Nayanmars. Kannappar, actually, he was also called Thinnappan or Thinnan. He lived in the present day southern Andhra Pradesh ages ago, between 5th and 10th century. And the thing is, he was born into a hunter's tribe. He was a hunter himself. One day in the dense forest adjoining the river Swarnamukhi, while he was hunting, he came across this Shivalinga, which is the present day Sri Kalahasti deity himself. And he was instantly attracted to the deity, and he started worshipping this deity in his own way. He did not have much, right? So if he wanted to do abhishekam on the deity, he will bring water in his mouth to do abhishekam, and he will offer meat as naivedyam. Shiva accepts everything. It is the depth of devotion that matters, right? So a priest was seeing this. He was really upset with that, and he pleaded with Shiva to make him stop doing it. And Shiva wanted to test his devotion, and the Shivalinga, Shiva in the form of Shivalinga, right? So he had blood oozing out of one of his eyes, and Kannappar, as soon as he saw it, he could not bear to see it. He got really dejected, and he took his own eye and he offered it to Lord Shiva to place it as a replacement. And he went to take his other eye, and that's when Shiva appeared before him. And he was so moved by his devotion that he restored his eyesight, and he granted himself a place to grant Kannappar.
Shrine. A
Kannappar, a place in the among Nayanmars. Among this, he is one of the 63 Nayanmars who is a hunter. So he became Kannappar Nayanar.
Okay. And there's a shrine of Kannappar Nayanar in the temple.
Yeah, that is adjoining the Kannappagiri hill. The hill himself is Kannappagiri.
Okay, 3 hills, like Kannappagiri and then more of Kumaragiri and
Durgagiri.
Okay. So it's almost like 3 sides of mountain and then one side the river, right? So talking about the river, is there like a story to the river, and like are there other, like very often you have these temples with multiple Theerthams, right? So is there other Theerthams like that alongside the river?
Yes, actually the river has got an interesting story, a couple of interesting stories. This river is called Swarnamukhi. Swarnamukhi, the name means golden-faced. Golden-faced, right? This river is very interesting in the sense that it originates from Tirumala Tirupati hills. And it flows through Sri Kalahasti, and the end point is Bay of Bengal near this village called Siddhavaram in Nellore district. So it flows for about 130 kilometers. Passing through 2 important religious pilgrimage centers. One is being Tirupati, being Vishnu temple, and
sort of finishing around Kalahasti.
Yeah.
And both Andhra Pradesh. So this is like, I think we're kind of talking South Andhra Pradesh, because like I remember going to Kalahasti on a drive from Chennai. So it was, I don't know the exact time that it took, but then like it's all in that region.
It is about 120 kilometers from Chennai and 37 kilometers from Tirupati. And this river itself, it is a tributary of Penna river, which is inside Andhra Pradesh. So it starts at Tirupati and it ends near Nellore district itself. So the name Swarnamukhi, why this name? It is said that because it originates from Tirumala Tirupati hills, it touches the golden feet of goddess Padmavati, and that's how it got this name, Swarnamukhi. And also Kubera, lord of god of prosperity. and wealth. He did penance on the banks of this river, and Shiva appeared before him, and he Kubera himself, he offered golden lotus to Lord Shiva, and the river, it is said that the river flowed as molten gold after that.
Okay.
So it is interesting that way. And people who come, devotees who come to the temple, they take a dip in this Swarnamukhi river before they offer any kind of prayers to Sri Kalahasti. And one other thing is, this is also considered to be self-cleansing. Even though thousands of devotees come and take a dip in this river, it always flows clean. And during the monsoon season is when this river
really sort of
gets full.
Gets full.
Yeah.
And are there like other sub-Theerthams or anything
Yeah,
like
there
that?
are, according to Vyasa, the Sthala Puranam says that there are 36 Theerthams in the temple itself, including Surya Tirtham, representing the power of sun or vigor, and Chandra Tirtham or Soma Tirtham, representing the calming energy of moon, and Saraswati Tirtham, and so many different Tirthams. And the most important Tirtham is Sri Kala Hasti Tirtham, which is the main temple tank, where water is taken for Abhishekam during Mahashivaratri and Kartika Purnami. And even for Ragu Ketu Puja, when devotees come to do the puja, they just take a dip or cleanse themselves, sprinkle water from the Theerthams before they venture.
Okay. And then you mentioned about like the Rahu Kedu puja there. So is this place having any specific sort of significance for Rahu Ketu?
Yeah, in addition to being a Pancha Bhoota Sthalam, it is also a Ragu Ketu Sthalam.
Okay.
It is actually said that if you pray in this temple, if you offer puja to Rahu and Ketu in this temple, it alleviates the problems caused by planetary positions in horoscopes and like Nagadosha. So this is actually done during the Ragu Kalam. There is no priest who does that. You go cleanse yourself and you get into the Rahu Ketu Mandapam and you perform the puja yourself. And devotees, actually, they say that a lot of their setbacks and struggles and delays in their finances or marriage and childbirth and whatnot, all the problems have been alleviated after doing Ragu Ketu puja here.
Any sort of closing thoughts that you have about the legend, the story, the place that you want to share?
I mean, it is just like other Pancha Bhoota Sthalams. This is yet another Pancha Bhoota Sthalam, but it is the Vayu Sthalam, which is the prana, the basic nadi, the basic life energy. So it is very, very important, if you ask me. And people have really felt the vibration of Lord Shiva when they are inside the sanctum sanctorum. Just like we spoke about the flicker of the lamp, the unblown lamp, there is oxygen is the main essence of any sort of combustion, right? So there must be some kind of life energy, some kind of air element inside the sanctum sanctorum, representing Lord Shiva, that might be circulating there. So the vibration will be so profound. So it will be very nice if we all visit and experience that ourselves.
Yeah, in fact, like in one of the previous episodes, we had talked about Jwalamukhi, Jwala Devi. This is in Haryana. And there, again, it's like unending flame. And there's, in fact, in the podcast, we discussed about the fact that there's how Akbar had tried to see if he can put off the flame, but still it kind of went on. And so there, the legend is there's probably some form of under the earth gas element or something like that, mixing with, as you said, combustion and oxygen kind of coming in. So those natural geology alongside bit of science, the intersection of that really seems to
spirituality and science together,
coming together as a lot of this element. Like
you can keep wondering, when the sanctum is closed, when the windows are closed, doors are closed, how is this flame still burning? But that should be something. There might be spiritual reason behind it.
A combination of spirituality, science, and bit of natural geology, all coming together. We have kind of seen it in Jwalamukhi. The same happens in Kamakhya temple. All of this has a very strong geology underlying element alongside spirituality and all of that. Fantastic. So thanks so much for sharing us the insights of Kalahasti temple. We hope to host you again to round off this series with Kanchipuram in few months' time. Looking forward to your insights on that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. Nice talking to you.
Namaskaram.